Welcome to 2025. Happy New Year to all watching. And what that means is that 2024 is over. Let's go over my 2024 year in review for Algo trading. Always, I learn a lot every year. I make a lot of mistakes. Even, with me been doing this for a while, I still make a lot of mistakes and things I can do better. All right. So first what we're going to do is we're going to go over my performance for the year, and then we're going to talk about some lessons learned and what I'm going to be doing better for 2025. All right, so what I've done is I've taken my returns into Excel here. These are all with a live money account, although treat these as a hypothetical as always. And we can see for the year, we ended up 10.7% on initial capital. We actually started off the year very, very well and hit equity peaks in May, but have been in a drawdown since then. So ending the year up, but losing a lot of momentum near the end of the year, which can happen. All right. I wish we stopped trading in May. I wish many things, but that's how it goes. We followed the models. There were some mistakes here and there, as always, some technical errors too, which probably cost us some as well. But that's how it went. That's how 2024 went. And most of the returns were from the first quarter and second quarter per se, but definitely went through a drawdown after May. Similar to last year. Last year's performance started dwindling around September, and it always seems like the first three quarters are usually good, and then it's downhill from there. That's a pattern I've been seeing with my portfolio. It doesn't mean it's going to happen to you guys, but it has happened with me. So let's go over I have four kind of things I want to go over and talk about. So first one up, needing more overnight exposure. This was one of my biggest mistakes this year in 2020 or last year in 2024 was not enough overnight trading systems. So as you guys know, I trade on the futures markets. Now I trade over 30 different trading systems. And a lot of those trading systems were either during the day session, right? So the US stock market hours of 9:30 to 4. We did have some that swing traded overnight, but 90% of our exposure was during the day. And as you saw in our performance dwindling near the second half of the year, almost the last three quarters, a lot of intraday systems, there was a lot of noise intraday causing our models to underperform and not really bouncing back until about December, which was a little bit too late. So having more overnight exposure is important, diversification wise, of course. And I've noticed a lot of clean trends happen overnight that don't happen during the day. There is less volume overnight, and less volume can actually cause trends to occur easier as there's less noise in the market. So number one, needing more overnight systems. I've sort of already applied that in November and December this year, launching many overnight systems, retiring intraday systems, and also trading more markets. Keep tools and systems simple. So I have a story about this. So around, I believe it was July or August, we did have a technical mistake which caused our systems not to trade. We were trying to write some data to another piece of software, and it was actually locking up our system and trades weren't happening. All looked well. There was no issues in the user interface perspective, but digging down more, our system was actually locked up and no trades were happening, and we missed out on quite a bit of money. So keeping tools and systems simple allows you to not have technical mistakes like that. Writing better code, trying to use as least amount of libraries as possible, and using simple data formats. For example, instead of writing to Excel, write to a CSV or a text file would be a simple example. So I need to do a better job of that. Now, I didn't have many technical mistakes in 2024. There was probably maybe 3 to 4. That was one of them. But if I keep tools and systems simple, then in the future, there should be less that go wrong. Next up, keep distractions to a minimum. Listen, guys, I'm not perfect. I scroll on TikTok. I zone out. I sometimes go out for lunch longer than I should have. there's a lot of points of time where I wasn't as productive as I wanted to be. And I think if I filled up my calendar with more stuff to do and actually used, a calendar system on blocking out my time, I'd actually be less distracted. So I'm going to do a better job of that in 2025, actually blocking time in my calendar and saying, hey, I'm going to do this until 2 p.m. or this is to be done by 3 p.m. I'm going to work on it from 2 to 3. I think that will keep me more productive and keeping me less distracted, not doing productive work. So I need to work on that as well. Last but not least, be more open-minded about new trading systems. So I am my perspective is pretty creative when it comes to trading signals and systems, but there was still a lot of different ideas I wasn't approaching. For example, having a system enter multiple times, right? Instead of just one entry, maybe it can enter 2 or 3 times over the course of its trade and then exit. That's something I never really tested until recently. And, I've always been so tunnel focused on, all right, each system can only enter once and has to exit that one entry. So that would be a simple idea of, me being closed-minded and not testing those systems. And not testing more different signal types, not, going out into the universe and maybe either finding more different signals that I don't already have in StratGen or have available to me, and being more creative with those signals, creating my own signals as well, I think is going to allow me to find more alpha and find more good trading systems. I use StratGen on a day-to-day basis to automatically generate my trading strategies and testing. And StratGen has limitations. It has limitations on how many indicators are in there, not because it's built that way. It's just because of me. I need to add more signals to get more creative, right? So in the last quarter, we've added quite a few different new signals, which I'm very excited for, like support and resistance, pivots, Laguerre RSI. And I've been testing those strategies and started adding them live as they pass. So super excited for that. But I think for the year, I wasn't as open-minded. I'm also working on it, like a dollar cost averaging system as well, which I've never really tested or added to a portfolio. So I think just opening my eyes on different system types and not being so closed or focused on, all right, a system can only enter once and it has to exit that first entry. That's just a simple example. There's others. So that's my year in review for algo trading in 2024. I hope you guys found value in this. Let me know in the comments below how you did for 2024. And if you want to learn more about algorithmic trading and coding trading systems, see the links in the description below. I'd love to work with you. Happy New Year once again, and onwards and upwards to 2025. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.